emotional baggage, relationship baggage, or just plain baggage. And maybe it was a divorce. Maybe it was the loss of a loved one. Or maybe it was from a childhood experience that left you feeling like you just weren't enough. But then you meet somebody, and this time you are absolutely certain that this is the one, and you know for sure it's going to be different. And then all of a sudden, you're in this fabulous relationship with this amazing new person, and what starts to happen? You start to recognize specific behaviors and circumstances and situations that are carbon copies of your last relationship. And you start to wonder if you're ever going to have the relationship that you actually deserve. So here's what's really happening. If you've been on this planet longer than 15 minutes, you have baggage, right? And when we look at that baggage, what do we find? We look in and we find all the things that we've been carrying around, right? So maybe you pull out your baggage and it's all the skeletons in your closet and you think, how's anyone gonna love me after all of this, right? All those skeletons. And then maybe you look in your baggage and you see all of the times that your heart was broken, or failed relationships, or a marriage that didn't last. And you think, I don't know, maybe it's just not for me. Who's gonna love me after all of that? And then maybe because of the relationship or the divorce or whatever, and you had a home that you loved and that you worked so hard for, and maybe something happened and you lost that home and you had to start over. And all of those things we carry around with us, right? All of those things become part of who we are. So when we have this baggage and we carry it around with us, and then all of a sudden we have this amazing person, and this person who loves you so much says, gosh, that looks really heavy. Let me take that for you for a bit. And for a while, that feels amazing. But then the same doubts, the same beliefs, they all start to creep back up. And you look at that person and you think, I don't even know who you are anymore. You are definitely not the person that I fell in love with. And then again, you wonder if you ever will have the love that you've dreamed of your entire life. The reason that this happens is not so much because the other person has changed, but more likely they're simply just reflecting back to you all of your unresolved traumas and all of the unhealed and unbalanced parts of you. And ideally at this point, right, we would take our baggage back, but most of us don't even know how to do that. And this is why the divorce rate is so high. So rather than being resigned that you will never find your true counterpart, never find your true love, here's what you can do instead. You can release all the weight of the past and all the negative charge that's attached to all of those negative emotions and trauma, and then all the limiting beliefs that have formed as a result of those traumas, without having to go back into the memories of the traumatic events that caused the pain in the first place. And you do this by implementing my proven process called the Quantum Pattern Protocol. And you can start this process by asking yourself these questions. So first, I want you to look at your current or your most recent relationship. What patterns, behaviors, red flags, what are you noticing? Do you see red flags and then ignore them because you either thought, you can change this other person, or that it would just magically go away someday? Does this person make you think you're crazy anytime you question something that they said or they did, even though you know in your gut that something is off? Do you fear that just simply nobody else will love you? Do you put everyone else's needs before your own and then feel exhausted and drained because your cup never gets filled? Or maybe you find yourself questioning whether you're even worthy or capable of anything better. Now, go back to the relationship prior to this one. And I really want you to look at what similarities are becoming glaringly obvious. And then you get to begin to see the patterns that are keeping you stuck in the same cycle. So making the invisible visible so that we have the opportunity to break the cycle is the first step to actual change. Now, this is not the time to sugarcoat it, okay? This is the time to be really true to yourself and know that the only way to get lasting change is being really, really honest and loving to you. Now, this one step doesn't solve all the problems, but this is a crucial step to understand what's keeping you from your version of your hell yes life. And here's the truth. You owe it to yourself to take the time to identify these patterns. And if you'd like a little additional support in doing that, I have 2 invitations for you. First, come join us in our private Facebook group called the Inner Circle of Love. And second, sign up for our newsletter, because both of these are excellent resources to help you on this journey. And then lastly, what would really help us and all the other women just like you and me is if you would just comment below. What are you needing right now? What are you needing help with? What do you have questions about? Because you just never know who might be going through the exact same thing. And when we share, we give somebody else the courage to do the same. And it gives us a chance to really help each other. And that's one of the many, many reasons that this community is so special. So make sure that you're subscribed. Click the bell so that you get notified when we upload the video with your next steps to help you live your very best life. I'll see you soon.